All right, this is John the Ripper. Hopefully, actually, is it recording? Are we getting sound? Yes, we are getting sound. Okay, good. Let me talk about the project here real quick, what you're going to do in here.
John Ripper?
Oh, okay. All right. You're going to be breaking some passwords. I'm going to show you how to do this. We'll walk through some demos of exactly how it works today. I gave you some different files. passwd is the password file. On a Unix-based system, you have a password file and a shadow file, depending on the type of system. But the passwd is what we're working with today. That has the passwords in it. And I will show you, actually I'll show you exactly what it looks like. It's right here. Now if you go up on the Canvas site, there's a zip file called files to use or files for JTR or something that has them in there. There it is. That is the password file. There's 20 pass accounts, pass 1 through 20, and then pass E for extra credit, basically elites. Those are there as well. You are going to be breaking these passwords. Okay. So I give you the passwd file. I give you the words.txt file. The words.txt file is right here as well. It's the dictionary. Every password is in here, but they have to be mangled, and that's what we're going to be talking about. How do you mangle them? That's what this whole thing's about, how to mangle them. So we're going to be talking about that. Okay. All right. So there's 20.
Not very strong passwords. If they're dictionary words, they're not very strong passwords.
But they've been mangled. The dictionary words have been mangled in one way or another. That's your job is to demangle them. Okay. Okay. There's 20 words required for this list. You can use the entire list or just run the 20 words. Okay. I highly recommend only running the rules against the 20 words needed. Now, this file has thousands of words. Let me see how many is in it. It has
A lot. A few, rather. Sure.
1,957. Okay. You can run your mangling rules against all of them, but it'll take a while. You could limit this list to the 15 words or 20 words that are needed. It'll be a lot quicker. But when I test your homework, I'm using the entire list. Okay? So we're going to go more into that here in a minute. Okay? The rules for this project, every one of these is used. Toggle case, append, keyboard shift, overstrike, capitalize, reflect, reverse, lowercase first, duplicate, pluralize, lowercase follows, grammar, add, delete, double rotate, prefix, substitution, and reject. Use it for all of them. Okay. I will show you what all those mean here in a minute. Okay. Combination of rules are required for some of the passwords. What I mean by that is maybe one of the passwords just requires a toggle case. But another one might require a toggle case and append. Okay? The whole reason for this, in the past, even when I took this class, it was nothing but substitution. Substitute an A with an at. That kind of stuff. But it got tedious, and it really didn't teach you how the tool works. So Caleb Glave, a while back, came up with this example, actually, where we have these utilizing all the different capabilities of John the Ripper. John the Ripper is really good. It actually is used in many other products as well. Okay. So single letters are only replaced with single letters. Okay. No single letter will be replaced with multiple letters. For an example, an R could be replaced with a T. One letter replaced with one letter. Okay. But a W would not be replaced with double V. Everybody understand that? So I did not do any, like, an H, I did not replace it with two L's and a dash. That would be multiple, you understand? Yes?
Could that be done with this software?
Yes, I'm going to show you how.
Okay, cool.
I'll show you how to do all this tonight. We're going to walk through each one of these, okay? Just remember, single substitutions only. Now, I might substitute an A with an at and an E with a 3, but I'm not going to do with an A with two parentheses put together, or whatever. Or it's one letter with one letter. Okay, get more into that. Okay, what I want from you is your configuration file. Now, if you're running on Windows, it's going to be john.ini. If you run it on Kali, all of you have access to a machine called Kali.
Oh, yeah.
You can use it on there. It's already pre-installed on there. It's the new version of Backtrack, which is a forensics and penetration testing tool, which we will be using the next lab. Okay, so if you're using it on Windows, you can submit your john.ini. If you're going to use it on Linux or the Kali system, you use john.conf. Okay, now when you go to submit it, if you have any issues submitting it, just rename it, like john.text or something, or just some other name. I think Canvas is okay if you upload an ini file, but I know D2L was not. You would freak out, whoa, unsupported file type. So I think you're going to be okay with that. Okay? So what you can do is you can upload that file. I'm going to break them. In the past, I had you go into the quizzes area and put your different passwords in there. The problem was some of the passwords, there was multiple rules that could break the same password. And so it got to be an issue. I said, nope, that's not what I was looking for, but what you submitted also worked, so it was kind of like I had to run it anyway. So now you're going to submit your john.ini file. I will run it. And whatever it breaks, that's what you get credit for. Okay? It says, submit your file. Optimize to break the passwords using an unmodified words.txt file in 10 seconds or less. I should be able to run this, and I hit go, done. It should break them all. What I mean by that is, when you find the rule, say the word is baseball, and I replace an A with an at, okay? So now I got B at SE, B at LL, okay? Everybody with me? So what if you made this really long rule, replace an A with an at, replace an L with an 1, replace an E with an R, you made this big old long rule to break it, then you found out that all you needed was the very first part, A with an at. So then you go back and modify the rule to only include replace A with an at. Everybody understand what I mean by that? So once you figure out which broke it, give me just the rule to break that. And it literally should break it in, it should break all of them in like 2 seconds. Okay? Everybody understand that?
So if we can't break it, then you can't break it.
Right, I'm using your file.
Right.
If you didn't break it, I'm not going to break it, obviously.
Right.
Okay? All right, so it needs to break it in 10 minutes. What I'm going to do, though, I'll run it for 1 minute. And at that point, I'll stop it. And I'll give you credit for the ones that broke. But if it doesn't break in 10 seconds, you're not going to get full credit. I mean, it literally should be taking 2 seconds. It should be like, go, done. It should be that quick. Okay? And I'll show you, we'll break demo to you. You see, it breaks it instantly. It'll say like 0.0 seconds. Okay? All right, because this can break millions per second. All right, so give me your ini file. There's 20 of them. I'm only requiring you to break 19, which is one less than last year. You're going to get 5 points each for a total of 95 points. Then I want you to give me the command you used. You're going to have to submit a command to run this thing. Submit the right command, you get 5 points. I mean, that's a no-brainer. Okay? Okay. So there are 5 elite passwords. You do not have to break them. If you do break one, you get credit for 2 passwords. If you break 2, you get credit for the whole project. Now,
What?
if you break 1, you get credit for 2 passwords.
Okay.
If you break 2 of them, you get 100 on the project. Done. Woohoo! No one has ever broken one yet.
Woohoo!
All right. So, again, if you break the elites, great. I do not waste your time on them. They are literally excessive. I don't think you would ever break them. In the past, they were really weird. In the past, Frank made some that were like a ASCII penis and stuff like that, which we no longer have. It was like, what?
I'm glad that's on the recording.
But we don't have those anymore, so it's all
But
gone. So.
they are breakable.
Oh yeah.
Are
I mean, you
they
can
still
guess the
single-
27 combinations of rules that are required for each one, yeah.
Yeah, but they're still single letter switches?
I would say anything goes on those.
Okay, but those Weber rules that reject and reverse and lowercase first,
Those are only the rules used, yes.
those are the only rules used.
Yeah, but you need
but-
like 25 or so per word.
Well, yeah, but.
In the right order.
And whether or not A is.
Put it this way, if I was to use one of these mangled ones as my password in real life, I don't think it would ever get broken.
But would you keep the current color scheme and not show this message again?
Yes, I would. Don't I do this every week? Keep this and don't show me this darn thing again.
I think every professor has to do
It's crazy.
Hey.
Okay. So you do not need to break them all. Okay, but if you do, great. You only need to submit your config or INI file. Again, Windows is an INI file. Linux is a config file. They're exactly the same, just different extension. Nothing else needs to be submitted, along with the command as well. But I said, and the command you used. Okay. All tools you need are available on your virtual machines, or also you can download them and run them on your own PC. I also give you a link to a wiki article on what leet speak is and how to mangle words, which we'll be looking at here in just a second. Okay, show you that right now, actually. Here is word mangling. All right, let me zoom in a little here. For instance, an A could possibly be replaced with a 4 or an @ sign, but that's it. The rest of the stuff I wouldn't do. A B maybe with an 8, but I would not replace a B with an L and a 3. Understand that? Okay. A C maybe with a parentheses, that kind of stuff. An E with a 3. A G with a 6. An H with a 1 or an exclamation point, or even L. An I with an L or something like that. Yeah. Just normal stuff is all I'm doing. Okay. All this is available for you to use if you want. That's fine. Every substitution I did is on this list. So, but again, it's not the crazy ones. Like K, no, none of those. Okay. M, forget it. N, forget it, that kind of stuff. W, forget it. X, forget it. But you understand when I say it's only single substitutions. So Z with a 2 is fine, but W with 2 V's is not fine, or 4 slashes is not fine either. Are you okay with that? All right. Now, every semester there's someone who can't get it to work, and they send me the rules, and they are literally saying, replace A with every character in the alphabet. That's stupid. You agree with that? They literally do that. Replace A with every character in the alphabet, and every number, and every special character. Then replace B with every character in the alphabet, and the reason is, well, if I do that, it's obviously going to break all of them because I told it every choice. It's going to take a week to just go through A. Okay? So don't do that. Okay? After you break some of them, and I know you've been working on it a little while, I have a hint I can give you. But I need some proof you've been working on. You need to say, hey, I broke this, this, and this. The hint will be in maybe which rules you need to use in what order, that kind of stuff. Okay? But again, if you're waiting till 2 weeks from now, on Tuesday at 4:30,
Give me a hint.
you're probably a little late at that point. I've also had students right before class in the classroom, someone showing them what they did, and they wrote all the answers, submitted them real quick. No, don't do that either. Just do your own work. Okay, now let's talk about John the Ripper. All right.
Why John?
It's the name.
Yeah, but
Why is your name Matthew?
but why not Jack?
Because I didn't write it.
Yeah, but
All right, let's go through John the Ripper. How to run John the Ripper. Okay, the basic command is John or John-386 in Windows. Okay, so it's John inside of Kali as well. Okay, /John words list / demo pass. That would be a command to break it. Okay, so John -- word list specifies word list mode and which word list to use. So for this example, demo pass.txt would be the word list. Okay, -- rules said run rules, and run it against demo pass. Okay, demo pass is the name of the file. Now I'm going to show you. We're going to walk through some examples here in just a second. Now, if you want to see this actually doing something, rather than trying to break passwords, you can remember this is a mangling tool. So we mangle the words and then run them against a password file. And on this first screen here, we're actually running it against this demo pass right here. That's the password file we're running it against. Okay? But maybe if we want to see it to the screen, we can do a --STDout, which stands for standard output. So we want to see what it's doing. Now I'm actually going to do this so you can see it. I'm going to go to command prompt. 1701. I've already installed it on this machine. It's just as if I'll unzip it and run it. Depending on your antivirus, it will most likely not like this tool. It will most likely come up. I was so impressed that Rose State's not blocking it. Well, it was a couple semesters ago, if you watch the recording from like 2 years ago, I'd run it, then it deleted it. I'm like, crap. I had to put it back in. Run it, delete it. I had to keep putting it back in. It was, I think if you look at the 2011 and 2012 recording, it kept doing that. Okay, so I'm going to do it just like the command here. Now if you look, there's John-386 and John-MMX. They're both pretty much the same. Just run John-386. If you run it by itself, it says, hey, dummy, you didn't specify anything. Okay. So I'm going to run it with --word list equal, word dot text --rules --stdout. Okay, just like I put on the screen there. And that's not going to work. Okay. Yes.
Are we installing this like the?
Just like Foremost.
Like,
Just unzip it. I recommend unzipping it to the root of your C drive. That way you don't have to go
Oh, yeah.
CD into users, CD into this, then change directory into desktop, and then to forensic. You know, that gets old.
Yeah, I did.
So that's why stuff like that, just put it under the root directory. It's easier. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you why I got that error. I'm going to open up my john.ini file. Hold on, I got to get to it. Let me get to the right directory. See, there it is, John 1701, and there's my run. There's also a documents directory, which you can read. Now, if you look under the, remember I made that helpful module called helpful stuff or something in forensics? Well, I put a bunch of links in there. I put links how to run it, where you can get some examples from, where you can get the documentation from, where you can download the program from. And there is a new version now. It's like 1709. You don't need it. You can get it if you want it. But this tool, there's also a distributed processing version available up there. Which if you want to get it and download it, you can literally run distributed version, which means you have 5 machines at home, you could literally be running all of them together or breaking them. So instead of breaking 1 million passwords, you're breaking 5 million at a time.
Can you offload it to your graphics card? Can you?
I don't know. I think it supports it. I'm not 100% sure though.
Okay.
The MMX version probably will. Okay. Now I'm going to open up john.ini right here. This is the john.ini file. So it comes with it. I modified it slightly. And if you use the one I give you, it'll make it easier, because if you scroll down, look for these things. People say, where do I put my rules? So I put that there so you can find it. Just look for a whole bunch of asterisks. That way you know where to put the rules. Okay. Now, I'm going to, first of all, let me see what words I have in there. Okay, let me close these other files. Close you. Close you. I want to make sure we open the right one here. Is it word.text? Okay. I have a word.text with some words in it. Summer, happy, slippery, dog, frog, and forensics. That's my dictionary. A little bit different than y'all's. So, in my john.ini, there's nothing. Y'all agree with that? I'm going to tell it like SA4, which stands for substitute an A with a 4. Hold on, configure, preferences, document classes, text, font. Trying to make this bigger for y'all. SA4. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to save this. Now I'm going to run it again, and it actually did something. Okay? Well, it ran. It didn't do anything correctly. Does anyone know why it didn't do anything? I told it substitute an A with a 4. There's an A in happy. What do you think? Let's look at my rule again. Lowercase a, exactly. That's why I said replace it. Uppercase A.
Nice.
Now happy becomes H4PPY. Easy enough? So what we're doing is we're mangling it. I gave it a substitution rule to replace capital A with a 4. Okay. Now, with the STD-out, that means just send the results to the screen. So I know what it's doing. I'm not breaking any passwords. I'm not doing anything right now. Now if I replace that with the password file, what's it called in this one? I got pass WD with demo. Pass WD with demo. Okay, what it did was it mangled them, And when it mangled them, it created an MD5 hash. And then it compared it with the hash in the file, and it found nothing. Okay, let's look at what the hash looks like. That's the hash right there. So what it is, it took mine, mangled them all up, and tried them, and it didn't work. It didn't break any of them. Okay.
So what this is doing is taking that MD5 hash, because you can't reverse it,
Right. It took this word. It took the word summer.
and mangled it and compared it.
It mangled it comparing with this,
Uh-huh.
which there's no mangling. Converted to an MD5 hash.
And compared it.
Then it compared it with
Oh.
all these. And it's like, nope, none of them match.
So you're just mangling a word, comparing it to the list, and when you find one that's the same, you got it.
Exactly.
So
Okay.
really, the only one that would have done anything is H4PPY.
If that was one of my
But
paths.
yeah, but translate it into the MD5 hash.
So if I was to go in here and put like TAST, okay? And say I ran, let's go edit my rule file again. Actually, let's leave it alone for a second. So I'm gonna run it again and we get nothing, okay? See how pretty quick that went. Now I'm gonna say replace an A with a 4. Okay? Let's see what it's actually doing. So it replaced the A in test with a 4. Everybody see that? Okay. Now let me change it to, I have A. How about an A with an E? So task becomes test. Are you okay with that? So now I'm going to run it again. Okay. Oh, so now it says test. But now we want to send it against the password file. Aha, it did it. It told me, loaded 26 password hashes with 26 different salts, and it broke test, which was the demo account. Guesses 1, it took 0.00 seconds. So that rule was pretty well optimized for that. Do you agree? So if you had 20 passwords with 20 optimized rules, how long would it take? I mean, if you look how long that one took, it's going to be like done. So that's what I meant by a rule that's been optimized.
Can you show the text pad for a sec? The pass with div. So it's saying that on the command prompt
This.
that demo, as opposed to pass 1 or pass 8,
Right.
demo's password is test.
Right. Correct. Demo's password is test.
Okay.
Okay? And test convert to MD5 hash for Unix is right there. Now, when I ran this, it created this john.pot file. Does anyone know what type of file that is? It says PowerPoint file. Y'all see that? It's not.
Oh,
You can open it with PowerPoint, but you don't need to. It's not really a PowerPoint file. It's really just a test file. It's a text file. So what it does, when it breaks one, it stores it in the john.pot file. It's like a golden dictionary. It's like, I figured it out. We're never going to break this one again. So now that we saw that it broke it, y'all agree it broke it. If I run it again, it didn't do anything. Now this time it only loaded 25 salts because it already broke one. It's not going to break it again. Okay?
That's pretty handy.
So it's not going to break it a second time. So what you need to do, this is very critical. Okay, yes, fine. Okay, we're going to close this file out. You need to delete the john.pot file and run it again. Because you remember, right before you turn it into me, you're going to make sure it actually works. So delete john.pot, make sure it goes, puts them all on the screen, and you're done. Okay? You okay with that? So you broke one, it made the john.pot file, but when you're testing it, you can delete it again. Now, while you're testing it, I mean, working on it, you can only work on one at a time, that's fine, but make sure you test it again before you turn it in. Okay? Now let's go through some of the examples with John the Ripper. Okay? All right. Okay. Says this is a Okay, yeah. There's basically what we're going to be using the INI files is can be modified to create custom rules, which we will be doing. Okay, we can create a whole bunch of different rules. Okay, the pound character is a note character or a comment character, just like you saw in the other config files. They're just in notes. Okay, don't worry about these words. I'm just going to show you the substitutions. Okay, so SDF on this example would substitute a D for an F, so dog becomes frog. Just like I did test become task, didn't it?
Reverse that.
Okay.
Or task become test?
Yes.
Okay. And I can put that on the screen to see it. So if I wanted to change dog into fog, I could go up in here and I could say substitute D with an F. Okay? So if I do this correctly, dog should now be fog. Everybody see that? But it did it twice. Does anyone know why?
Well, it changed all,
It
put
did the
dog-
first rule. The first rule did this first bunch. Remember the A with the E. And then the next rule did,
The second one. And
Right.
task instead.
Okay. Everybody see that? So the second rule did the second bunch. Okay? Now let's do,
So
So
when we
it's-
run that, we're gonna have 20 bunches.
now remember, I'm putting it to the screen so you can see it.
So so the first rule went through the whole list with the one rule.
Then the second, so if you want to do multiple rules on the same file, you need to put them all on the same line. Okay, so if I want to change an A with an E and an S with a dollar sign, okay, so now it's, actually I'm going to get rid of the second rule for the moment. Just stick with one rule on one line. Well, two rules on one line. Okay, so now, since they were both on the same line, it did an E, or an A with an E, and an S with a dollar sign. See the test? See, task became test with a dollar sign and an
Lowercase
E.
s anyway.
Why is it only working on the test, or on the task?
Because the rest are uppercase.
Oh,
The lowercase s.
okay.
Okay?
That's
Now, what if I did, let's say, what if I said change a substitute P with asterisk? I don't know. See what that one does.
Censoring.
Okay? So it replaced the P's because they were uppercase P's. Okay? You have a question for me?
You have a problem with Dropbox today?
I don't think so. Why?
Just trying to upload something.
Oh, no, I actually haven't used it all day today. Today. All right. I should have given him a comment about Obama. Damn it.
But what?
About Obama. He's an Obama lover, so I always gave him a hard time every day in class. If you listen like my computer security lectures from last semester, Obama was involved in every lecture, one way or another.
So that's why you want these YouTube videos to be private.
I don't care. I can voice my opinion. Okay, so everybody's okay on substitution, but we didn't cover all of it. What if I did replace an A with an E, but say I want to try two different things. I want to try an A with an E and a 4. The way you do that is you put it in square brackets.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe I want to do an A with an E and an A with a 4, okay? Now let's see what it does to task. Remember, it starts off as task. So replaced an A with an E and then an A with a 4. See how it did it twice? Everybody see that? Yeah. Everybody with me? So square brackets, you can put as much as you want in there. But I will tell you what not to do. Do not do this. And 1, 2, 3. You know, don't do that. Okay, there's no reason in that. Because then when you do it, watch the amount of numbers it gets. 119. Now remember, we're working off a whole 5 words. But if you're running this off a 1900 word dictionary, it means all 1900 are going to get all 20 varieties, and it just takes forever. Okay? But literally, somebody said replace an A with every number and every letter and every special character. Replace a B with every number, every letter, and it just, no. Stupid.
They'll totally work.
And you are limited to a length of your command. I don't know what it is, but it's way sufficient for this project. But you are limited, okay? Okay. So everybody okay with substitution? Easy enough. Okay, insertion. This is insert at position 1 and R. Okay? Now, it starts at 0. If anyone remembers back to Java, strings always start at 0.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I said insert at position 1 and R. So let's get rid of this stupid thing. Insert 1 R. So what's going to happen to TAST? TRAST. Okay? Actually, it's going to edit all of them.
Yeah.
So Shrummer, Rappy, Swirliply. Everyone at position 1, which is the second position, is inserted in R. Interesting.
What's the difference between substitute and insert?
Substitution says take an existing letter and swap it out with something else. Insert says go to a certain position, stick in a new letter, and shift everything over by one.
Oh.
So task
But in a
became
writing.
trast.
Oh, so now it's all another.
Remember,
character.
test was 4 letters to begin with.
Right.
Now it's 5 letters. It stuck the R in there and shifted it all over by one. Okay? So that's insertion. Overstrike. It says overstrike characters in position N with the character X, starting again at 0. So if I did, what if I said overstrike position 1 with a P? What happens to TAST?
Oh, so that's saying no matter what, it's going to be a P.
So TPST. Whatever was at position 1, which was an A, is now a capital P. Yes.
Could we get a similar effect if we did S in I'm bracketing for those online.
Yeah, you could.
And A, B, C, D, E, F, G,
Yes, you
H,
could. But,
capital P, but
right.
overstrike's
Yes.
obviously.
If you did substitute A with a capital P, it would have been the same thing.
Or if we had put like
A whole bunch is
A
in the
through
list.
clever in brackets and
Yes.
then had the.
So you're going to be the one to do that, aren't you? You're going to put everything in a bracket.
I'm just gonna start with.
He's
these
gonna have this
passwords
rule that's-
and work upwards.
800 characters long, and it's not going to work. You're going to come to me Monday at 4:30, man, I've been running this command for an entire 2 weeks. See you in it. I can see it already. Okay, here we go. All right, so that's overstrike. Reject. If there's one rule that's the most important rule, it's this one. You don't get that? Okay. Your dictionary has 1,958 words in it. Checking these against every word will take forever. You need to limit your words. So let's see what reject does. Okay? It says allows words to be tested to meet a condition before they're mangled. Okay? And it's pound something. Reject the word if it contains character X using whatever to a character class. So let's look at, let's do, well, I don't want to edit my, let me edit my dictionary. Okay. I'm going to edit my word list real quick. And I'm going to put a 1 after dog. Okay? Now I'm going to get my rule here. I'm going to put a rule in here of that, explanation, question mark, D. Okay? So remember, my dictionary listing is summer, happy, slippery, dog, 1, frog, forensics, and task. Okay? So I'm going to look at the list. What's missing? Because we told it to reject. That's what the explanation is, the reject. Okay? Now, reject question marks rejects a character class. And the character class is D. And we know why D. Who had Java? Format specifier. D stands for decimal integer.
Oh.
So reject any word with a number.
Decimal. What?
Yeah.
That's what?
This is reject anything with a number in it, or a decimal integer. Okay, see how that works? And the John the Ripper's website, very easy to find them all. You can go up there and look, and there's tons of Well, actually, here. And there, you know that website I always show you, which I'm not going to mention today because it's, I think you know it by now. If I was to say, if I spelled John the Ripper correctly. Okay, words list, custom rules. It's going to be in here somewhere. Okay, there's the reject rules for character classes. See, digits, lowercase. So if I did uppercase, well, actually, let's do lowercase. Question mark L. Okay. So if I go in here and I go to and I say L. Okay. So what's it going to do to my word list? What's going to happen to my word list? Which words are going to show?
You're gonna, everything, or it's gonna run the task, won't it?
Everything but task should appear. So dog's back, task is now missing. So what's going to happen is, it's a way you can take that 1900, remember I'm running it without any modified word list. For working on this, you can look through the list and you will find, you can with your bare eyes be able to see which one, tell which ones I'm going to use. And you can go and copy them out and only use those to test your project. But when I go to test it, I'm not going to do that. Because if you take out just the 15 and put an obnoxious rule, it'll break it in 10 seconds. But if I take your same obnoxious rule and run against 1958 words, it's going to take much longer. So make sure when you run it at the end, you got the unmangled or unmodified words list. So everybody okay on the reject rule? You need it. You definitely need it. So many people don't do it. Okay, and you're going to lose 10% of your grade if it does not break it within 10 seconds. So, main reason for that is I don't want to sit here and be running each of you for 30 minutes. Because, I mean, you can imagine, if I'm running it for every single one of you, how long do I let it go before I hit stop? An hour? A week? It could get very old. So that's why, do it quickly with the reject rule, you'll be fine. But I will give it 1 minute to run. You'll just lose 10% of your grade if it didn't do it quickly. Okay? All right, let's continue on. Okay, there's the reject rule. Oops. Okay, append and prefix. So $X appends. Okay, let's do $X. Dollar. We'll put a $Y. Okay. So what should happen now is we should append a Y to every word. So task is now tasty, dog one-y, froggy, slippery,
Tasty.
happy. Okay? So we appended a Y. Now what if I do this one here? Okay. Now that Y should be at the beginning. Everybody okay with these rules so far? I mean, they're pretty straightforward. We're covering the majority of them here. Okay, rotate. Okay, let's do rotate. Rotate. All right. So task becomes test. We rotated the letter on the right all the way to the beginning. So happy, we put the Y at the beginning, so it's Y happy. So we rotated it by 1. So what would happen if I put 2 of them? What do you think happens?
Two of them. There's two. You could purchase it.
Okay, rotated it twice. Ever see that? Easy enough? Okay, and we could also do the opposite way. We could go. So what happens if I do that and then that?
That's a fantastic rule.
Should bring it right back where it belongs. We rotate it back. I don't know why you would ever want to do that, but now you could. All right, delete, square bracket. Okay. It says note that the square brackets are used for groupings. We saw that already. So they're special characters. So to use them, you must have the slash, which is called the escape character. Okay. It was lowercase d, wasn't it? No, it was square bracket. Darn it. My fault. Okay. So now let's run it. Now we lost the last letter. If you have two of them, you lose the last two letters. I think, hold on, let me try something. No guarantees here, but I think this will do the first character. I'm not positive, I might be wrong. It does, it deletes the first character. But we have to have the slash in front of it, which is the escape character. If you remember Java, you had to use that as well for certain things. Because the square brackets are special. Alright? Okay, you can, it also deletes the position, and you can also specify a position.
W/S mean in the output line?
Output line. What?
Oh, right.
Words.
Word to second, is that what it is? Word per second?
Yeah,
No,
is
at
that
the
word?
bottom.
Oh, yeah, words per second. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was like, what are you talking about? Okay, I can also delete at a specific position. Maybe I want to delete at position 1. Okay, actually, let's go from the end. There you go. No, why did it do that?
That's where the capital D comes in.
Oh, yeah, hold on. It's capital. That one, so it'll do it at a specific position. There you go. There it is. Okay. So the slash bracket does the forward or the end, but the capital D and the number does it at a specific position.
Is delete numbers.
Big D though, not little d. Little d is special. All right. Pluraleyes, capitalize. Might want to know these somewhere soon. Okay, pluralize and capitalize. So we're going to do a P and a capital I. Okay? P, and then we'll do a capital I. Oops. All right, so we pluralize by adding an S. Okay? Then, no, yeah, whatever. What are they called? Pluralize and adding an ing is what the I does.
Gerunding.
Okay. Now let me
I'd call it.
change something here real quick. I'm going to edit my Word file. Okay. Taste. Okay. So what's going to happen when I do taste?
Should happen or will happen?
Oh,
Nice.
so it recognizes that's how you spell
Nice.
taste.
So taste became tastes with an S, but when I pluralized it with an ing, it took off the E, so now it's tasting.
Smart tool.
Yeah,
Really smart.
kind of neat, huh? So if you had to remember a command that you might see in 2 weeks,
What-
might
what-
be
what-
handy.
What if the password is taste E ing?
Tasty.
Well, with the E in there.
okay, how would you like me to spell this? I have no idea what you just said.
ING. No, with the E there. That's what I mean. What if we wanted taste with the E and then the ING at the end?
Then put it in your pack. Hell if I know. Let's see what it does. There you go. Look, it even left it. Because it said, oh, you already got an ing, so I'm not giving you another one.
No.
You can't have inging.
It's a very nice.
You can't taste the ing. Whatever. It doesn't work.
Something tells me that my question is not going to help me with the assignment.
Exactly. Okay, let's continue on. Oh, that's the last one. Okay. We did not every command, but we did the majority of them. Go look on Canvas under the helpful information. I made a separate category just for John the Ripper. I just put the command list, how to run it, demo, example, that kind of stuff. Okay. Pretty easy. So, start running it. It's always a good idea to run it to STDout so you can see what it's doing, to make sure it's actually doing something. And then run it, replace that with the password, passwd. Now, there's a difference in the files, okay? There's pass with demo. There's also one just called passwd. Don't use this one and tell me you broke one by giving me a test. No, that's cheating. I added it there just so you can see how it works. I put it up there too, so you guys can run it to make sure you can break tests. I mean, Because some people literally have a hard time getting this tool to run. Now, another thing about this, if you go into your John INI file and put the rules at the wrong place, it'll cause it to error out. And if you delete random lines, now don't edit this in Notepad. Well, actually, let me try something here real quick. Open with Notepad.
Can you do it in Notepad++?
Yeah, okay, maybe it'll work in this Notepad. Because, yeah, Notepad++ is fine, yes. Actually, no, this screws it up too. No, it's okay. Gets there. Now, looking at this file again, below here is some pre-built-in rules. See all these?
Oh, nice.
That are commented out.
Yeah.
So if you use the INI file that comes with it, and they're not commented out, it's going to break some of them for you.
Woo!
And then you're not going to make a rule for it because it already broke for you.
Oh,
Then when I run it with mine, and I make sure they're commented out, it's not going to break those words. For instance, we'll say, maybe this rule here, capitalize every pure alphanumeric word. Maybe that breaks one of them, okay? So if you're running without it commented out, you know, if it is, you know, if it's not commented out and it breaks one, then when I run it with it commented out, it's not going to break it. And you're going to say, I had 19 passwords, but you only get credit for 16 or something. So if you use the INI that I supplied to you, just overwrite the one with the tool. That way you know you're working with the right. If you want to run them just to see what they break, that's fine.
Make sure you rewrite the rule.
Exactly, rewrite the rule, definitely. Because there's some in here. Okay?
Can you kind of run through, if you have time, what the assignment is again?
Sure. All right, let me open the assignment again real quick, if I can find it. Actually, I'm going to stop the recording and then I'll do it for you.